Reveal all about Randy Jackson, Jackson's singer. Stephen Randall Jackson, born October 29, 1961, is an American singer-songwriter, musician, and dancer. Randy is best known as a former member of his family band The Jacksons. Randy is the youngest Jackson brother and the second youngest Jackson sibling before his sister Janet Jackson. He is the eighth child in the Jackson family. Early life. From left, back row, Jackie Jackson, Michael Jackson, Tito Jackson, Marlon Jackson. Middle row, Randy Jackson, LaToya Jackson, Rebby Jackson. Front row, Janet Jackson, 1977. Absent, Jermaine Jackson. Jackson was born at St. Mary's Mercy Hospital in Gary, Indiana, to Joseph Jackson and Catherine Jackson. Nicknamed Little Randy, Jackson is the eighth child of the Jackson family and youngest of the brothers. Jackson was only 2 years old when the Jackson 5 was formed and thus not an original member. While Randy's brothers toured, Jackson honed his skills as a musician, mastering piano and the bongos. Career. The Jacksons. Main article, The Jackson 5. Randy was not an original member of the Jackson 5, first appearing live with his brothers in 1971 at a Christmas show the Jackson 5 held for blind children, although he was on every Jackson 5 tour since 1972, mainly playing the congas among other instruments. Randy did not officially join the family band until 1975 when they left Motown for CBS Records and older brother Jermaine chose to stay with Motown, prompting Randy to replace him. The Jackson 5 officially changed their name to the Jacksons when they signed with Epic, in part because Motown owned the name Jackson 5. At age 16, he co-wrote the Jacksons' most successful single on Epic, Shake Your Body, Down to the Ground, with Michael. On March 3, 1980, Jackson was seriously injured in a car crash in Hollywood, California. In June 1980, he appeared on the cover of the weekly African American news magazine, Jet. The cover headline read, "Randy Jackson Walks Again, Talks About His Future." Jackson plays congas, percussion, keyboards, piano, bass, and guitar, among other instruments. In addition to singing and playing on the Jacksons' recordings, he worked with Michael on his album Off the Wall. He participated in the Jacksons' Destiny World Tour from 1979 to 1980, the Triumph Tour in 1981, Victory Tour in 1984, and the band's later projects. After the Victory Tour, Jackson worked with Lionel Richie on his album Dancing on the Ceiling in 1985. Jackson, along with brothers Jackie, Tito, Marlon, and his sister LaToya, joined USA for Africa to sing in We Are the World, which was led by Jackson's brother Michael, Lionel Richie, Quincy Jones, and Harry Belafonte. He was left out when the Jackson 5 were inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1997. Only the 5 original members were inducted. He was part of the Jacksons' 2001 reunion at Madison Square Garden, but did not appear as an official cast member in their 2009 A&E reality series The Jacksons, A Family Dynasty. He did contribute backing vocals with Jackie, Tito, Marlon, and Jermaine for Michael's This Is It. After the Jacksons. After recording 2300 Jackson Street, the group disbanded and focused on separate projects in 1990. After the split, Jackson formed his own band, Randy and the Gypsies. The group released only one album before breaking up the same year. He co-founded Total Multimedia Incorporated with former Iron Butterfly bass player Philip Taylor Kramer to develop data compression techniques for CD-ROMs. On June 28, 1998, Jackson opened up his own record label, Modern Records. Rhythm Nation Records. Randy is currently a co-partner with his sister, Janet Jackson, at her independent record label Rhythm Nation Records. On August 16, 2018, Randy and Janet announced that Rhythm Nation Records was partnering with independent music publisher, distributor, and label Sync Music. On August 17, 2018, Janet Jackson's Made for Now was released, co-written by Randy. Personal life. Family. In the 1980s, Jackson dated Bernadette Swan, Nairobi. Lynn Swan's ex-wife. Swan alleged that Jackson was physically abusive, so she sought refuge at the home of her friend Tina Turner. Swan previously dated Turner's son. Turner shot at Jackson after he broke into her home to see Swan. Turner decided not to press charges in order to avoid bad press. In 1986, Jackson met Alejandra Oaziaza. They dated for several years and have 2 children together, born in 1989 and 1992. Oziasa married and divorced Randy Jackson's brother Jermaine Jackson. Randy Jackson married Eliza Shafi in August 1989. They divorced in 1992. They have one daughter together, born in 1990. Michael Jackson's Memorial. Michael Jackson's memorial service was held at the Staples Center on Tuesday, July 7, 2009. To honor him, Randy and his brothers Marlon, Jackie, Jermaine and Tito served as pallbearers wearing a single spangly white glove and sunglasses. Legal issues. Battery charge. In January 1991, Jackson was charged with battery for beating his wife Eliza Shafi and their 7-month-old daughter Savannah. He pleaded no contest to the charge, was placed on 2 years probation and ordered to enroll in a domestic violence program, but didn't comply. In November 1991, Jackson was arrested after Shafi phoned the police to report that the beatings did not stop. He was sentenced to 30 days in a mental hospital, Pine Grove Hospital, in Canoga Park, and ordered to serve the remainder of his probation and enroll in a year-long domestic violence rehabilitation program. Disappointed that Jackson received no jail time, Shafi filed for divorce. Bankruptcy. Jackson filed for bankruptcy in 1996. He was ordered to surrender his shares in Modern Records Inc. In May 1998, an arrest warrant was issued when Jackson failed to turn over the stock. In 2001, he pleaded guilty to bankruptcy fraud by failing to list all his vehicular assets. Child support. In January 2012, Jackson filed a complaint against Oziasa, disputing an alleged $500,000 owed in child support. He claimed he had never been served for the initial paternity lawsuit, instead claiming that the matter had been settled in 1993. His absence at the paternity proceedings resulted in a default judgment in Oziasa's favor. Disputed will and child custody. Randy attempted to unseat executors John Branca and John McClain and dismiss the will of his brother Michael, which reportedly made their mother Catherine furious. He, Jermaine and Janet objected to the 2011 tribute concert held for Michael, stating that they felt the family's attention should have been focused on Conrad Murray's trial. The three siblings were later involved in an event where Catherine lost custody of Michael's children due to suspicion that she was prevented from acting as a guardian because of the acts of third parties. Randy, Jermaine, and Janet attempted to take the children with them to Arizona, where it was alleged that Catherine was being held against her will after being kidnapped. Footage of the event appeared to show the siblings storming the house and Janet trying to take Paris's phone. Sheriff's deputies broke up an altercation between Randy, Jermaine and Trent, Catherine's nephew-in-law and paternal cousin of Randy and Jermaine. In the end, the court ordered that Catherine would share custody of Prince, Paris, and BG Blanket with their cousin, TJ Jackson, the then 34-year-old son of Tito Jackson.